Hey everyone, Crystal Grace here. Welcome to this pickacard reading, which is all about what is the tea on thee. We have three piles to choose from. Pile 1, we have the distorted masculine. Pile 2, we have abundance. And pile 3, we have intimacy. Quick disclaimer while you're connecting. Please trust your intuition. Please opt off the reading if this begins to make you spiral downtown. That is never my intention. Please trust that. With that said, let's get into it. Let's find out what the tea is on thee. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Working hard for the money, I see. So we've got distorted masculine here. Some of you could be a distorted masculine, lol, or maybe you are dealing with a distorted masculine. Let's find out. Getting cuddles from Sweety. Oh, with these fucking cards. Ah! Don't do that. Yeah. I'm doing personal readings today and she's just knocking everything off with her little cute patoot. Okay. Oh. Sorry, pile 1. No, actually, I've been told not to apologise for the cat's behaviour. If you don't like it, fuck off. All right, what's the tea? What's the tea on pile number 1? You might have a distorted view on what is deemed like masculine or what is deemed to be considered manly or a man. Something to do, and some of you like clocking on, clocking off. You could be feeling like you're in a bit of a rut at the moment, especially when it comes to work. You feel like maybe you don't have enough time for yourself at this stage. Like I feel like for some of you, you feel like you're in a fucking battlefield. And naturally, when we do feel like we're in a battlefield, especially when it comes to love, there's a lot of conflict energy around you. It creates an imbalance within us, right? Some of you could have been born in February or May on the 14th. Isn't it funny? We've got the 2 5s here. 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Swords, pretty rough energy. And this guy looks like he's in a rough environment. So I don't know if you're surrounded by a bunch of fucktards, but let's see. Sorry, I thought somebody was at the door. What are you doing? All right. What were we talking about? Sorry, guys. Sorry. So unprofessional. Lucky this isn't my profession. My days of having a profession are fucking over. White collar jobs are the hardest. Alrighty, so what's the tea on our pile number 1? 2 of Pentacles. You could have a lot of responsibility at work at this time. There could be tea about something going on in the workplace that might not be working out in your favor as well here. And I only pick up that because of all of these surrounding cards. I definitely feel like there is some kind of chaotic, imbalanced energy happening around you or towards you. Some of you could be juggling too much that you're not even aware of the bullshit that is actually spiraling around you, is what I'm hearing. If you are aware and it is in fact impacting your energy, your balance, there could be tea about you kind of all of a sudden you seem really unorganized. You seem like you're neglecting maybe your work life or your love life. There is some kind of like obstacle here. You're definitely juggling too much, or you've taken on more than you can chew, is what somebody's saying. So just bear in mind, these are collective readings, not always going to resonate every single message that comes out. But the Two of Pentacles definitely gives me the impression for a lot of you that there's a lot happening in your life at this time. You're busy. And I feel like with the Five of Swords coming out there, like the tea here is your busy schedule is actually creating conflict in your relationships, whether like it could be in a relationship. Some of you could be arguing with your partner quite intensely because you're too focused on the job, or they feel like you're not giving them all their time and attention. Five of Swords can be a very deceptive energy. It's an energy that can talk about infidelity as well. So there could be tea on some of you about being a part of a third party situation, or some of you could, and I say this shamefully in the sense I hate having to say this, some of you, there could be tea about somebody who cheated on you. There is definitely bitching and backstabbing happening around you, and you guys need to be aware of that with the Five of Swords. But it's all good because you will fight your own battles. Like, this is likely to be you. Like, people, the tease is like, oh, I had an argument with pile one and like they pulled out all the fucking knives, I tried to address something with pile one and they got really mean, is what I'm hearing. Or they got really defensive. If you've been in any kind of dispute or any kind of conflict or heated argument, people are definitely talking about that with that Five of Swords. If you're dealing with any stress or tension in the workplace, people are talking about that. Somebody here could be being spoken about that you're bullying, you're the one intimidating somebody else, or somebody else is feeling very intimidated by your energy. And I'm hearing, well, it serves them right. They came for me and like, I didn't send for them, is sort of the energy I'm picking up. I feel like there could be tea around you going from 0 to 100. Like, you can just be sitting there in a placid energy, and then if somebody tries to rival you up, like you cut them really deep, like strong Queen of Swords energy coming through there. The Temperance card, it's funny to have Two of Pentacles and the Temperance come out. They're both cards that talk about balance heavily, right? And I just feel like on the back end of that Five of Swords, and maybe with the Five of Pentacles after the Temperance, what the tea is like, if people try and disturb your peace or like rock your boat, like you will ghost them, like you'll fuck them over in a way, is sort of the vibe I'm picking up. Like, you'll leave people out in the cold. Like, you won't even give them a blanket. You'll be like, fuck you, you did this. Like, if people start arguments for you, I feel like you have a lot of people around you try and play the victim. Like, they provoke you, you stand up for yourself. You could be a little bit unhinged with how you stand up for yourself. And then they cry, oh, poor me. Like, pile one hurt my feelings. But pile one, like, they started it, you finished it, is what I'm hearing. If you're in a relationship, people are definitely talking about that relationship. They are talking about it in a positive light. If you are in a relationship and it's not going great, they could also be talking about that relationship being quite reckless, or you're being reckless, or they're being reckless. And with the Five of Swords there, there's some kind of deceptive behavior. There could be tea about somebody you're dealing with that isn't actually acting with integrity here, and people are aware about it, but you're not. So just bear that in mind. I don't know. I feel like people are talking about how you treat them is what I feel. Like some people are saying, well, you know, pile one treats me really nice. Like, and, you know, you've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out here, and you've got like she's pouring or he's pouring or they're pouring water on fire here, right? So I feel like there's tea about how you deal with difficult situations. And there's also tea here, people talking about how you interact with them, and then somebody else talking about how you interact with them. Well, I don't get that version of pile one. Well, what did you do to pile one? Oh, well, you know, and then I think this Five of Swords energy kind of comes up into conversation, something that they did. This could be past energy as well. Again, I kind of feel like you work in a toxic work environment. If you don't, just let it go. Your Five of Pentacles here could suggest tea around any hardships that you've gone through. Like if any of you are going through poverty at the moment, people are talking about that, some kind of loss, financial loss. If you've recently become unemployed, people are talking about that. Doesn't necessarily mean it's unemployment in regards to the hardship, but if you're dealing with anything that has been quite negative, that has left you to, you know, be out in the cold here, isolated, lonely. Like when we get cheated on, we would sit in the Five of Pentacles energy, right? The Five of Swords is the action card, like the what happened, and the Five of Pentacles is like how it's left us feeling, is how I would pitch that. So the fact that both those cards have come out together, people are definitely talking about a misfortune of yours and how it's left you feeling. For some of you, people are saying it's left you feeling very bitter, and you know, you're invoking like negative, revengeful things on someone, is also coming through here. I think that's sort of all I'm getting with the Five of Pentacles. The Hangman can indicate like people, again, talking about maybe you needing to release something that's holding you back. This Five of Pentacles particularly, I would have to say, like, it's time to release and move on. It's time to get over it. You could be super hyper fixated on something or someone doing something wrong to you and you haven't let it go. And the tease is like you're still very angry about it. You're still very bitter about it. And, you know, pile one, if this is really resonating, you take as much time as you need. You know, when you're ready to reconcile or forgive somebody or release whatever they've done to you, that's your timeline, nobody else's. And it's no one's place to say when we should or shouldn't get over something or move on from something. But yeah, I think with the Hangman, there is tea around that. Like people's talking about you needing a fresh perspective on the situation, accepting it for what it is and moving on from whatever has happened to you. They could be talking about this situation, this Five of Pentacles experience or feeling is resulting in you creating negative behaviors or negative habits or patterns, or people are starting to see that, or at least that is the tea here. I don't know, maybe they just think you need to let go of this because it's not making you truly happy. Like you're fixated on this misfortune and it's hindering, maybe it's creating the imbalance here, you know. But yeah, that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know if that resonated. And please trust pile one. What you're dealing with now is not going to be what you're dealing with in 5 weeks, 5 years. You know, life's a roller coaster. We've got to take the good with the bad. We've got to go with the ups and the downs. So this point in time might be pretty hectic for you. But if you are dealing with a distorted masculine, you know what you got to do. You need to move on from that, or even a distorted feminine. I don't even know if there's a distorted feminine in that deck, but sending much love and light to you and all healing that is needed. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's see, we have abundance here. Cornucopia is what I see in that image. Things are good. Life's good. Things are looking up. You know, we do have card number 1, so it gives me the vibe like I'm getting Ace of Pentacles energy. There's some new prosperity that's coming your way, or already has. You can feel it. Show me what the T is on pile number 2. People don't want you to know what the T is. People could be talking about your fortune or your misfortunes, that 10 of Wands. Definitely talking about your love life with the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. You might have a lot of romantic options that you're not aware of. You have a lot of secret admirers. You have a lot of people who hold space for you. And I actually feel like there's tea on you. Like, people see you as an abundance. Like, they see being with somebody like you would bring them a lot of abundance. I think you come across as having a lot of value, or you would give people a lot of value in maybe a social status setting. But the Four of Pentacles energy, the tea here is that there's a lot of people who have feelings for you that you don't know about. You have a lot of people around you. The tea here is that you have a lot of secret admirers. You have a lot of people who want to offer you, like, shoot their shot with you, but they don't. And I feel with the Four of Pentacles here, the reason why they don't, pile 2, is because they don't feel like they have enough, or you're so high value. You may spend money quite, like, graciously, let's go with that. And you may, these people may be quite frugal. So frugal meaning like not greedy, but stingy. Not stingy. Frugal doesn't make somebody stingy. It's just like they're so tight with their finances. They don't know, like, when they have a good time, it's sporadically, whereas you're all about like good times maybe. So it's like the initial message coming through. Page of Cups is the T. Somebody could be feeling very excited, or the T is like they've shoot their shot. They're going to shoot their shot with you. They feel like somebody's talking about, this is somebody you've already been dealing with. The T here with this Page of Cups, it's somebody who's probably a lot emotionally immature than you. It's somebody that you've probably been on a bit of a cycle with. I feel like what they're talking about, and this is somebody that you've kind of recently reconnected with. So if you haven't done that, this message isn't for you. But what this person's saying is they've got a newfound appreciation for your relationship with each other. They're really happy that, you've overcome some kind of obstacle. It could have been a romantic obstacle. You live at a distance from this person. But this person, the T here, is feeling like there's going to be forward progression in this connection, and they're excited in regards to an opportunity with you again, is what I'm picking up for some of you. For others of you, the Page of Cups can be talking about your innocence. Like, people could be talking about you're quite a sensitive person, very innocent. You're also very creative and quite quirky is also what I'm hearing. Like, you love things that most people don't love. Like, this person is idolizing the fish, right? Just falling in love with the little fish. And I feel like the T is like you love very easily. You're very forgiving. You're very nurturing. You make people feel kind of warm and fuzzy. Now, this could be somebody that you've recently met in this energy talking about you, but I definitely feel like the Page of Cups, the T on you is like you might love your animals or your children like immensely, and people are talking about how you care for your children, because pages do represent kids as well. It could even just be the fact that you're a big advocate for, ensuring your inner child is well looked after as well here. Like you haven't lost your childlike energy, childlike behavior, and that could come out in all different shapes and sizes, or different ways, I should say. Now, the 10 of Wands can indicate the T about a burden that you've been carrying, or you are currently carrying a burden. Like people are definitely talking about the struggles you've endured. If you've recently burnt out or you are burning out, people are talking about that. And it's got something to do with a lot of responsibilities or burdens that have been weighing upon you. Some people could be talking about how you feel like relationships are just a heavy burden. You may not be advocates for relationships. You might prefer to do single life, is what I'm also picking up with the 10 of Wands. But you definitely, there's definitely tea about you feeling overworked. You could have financial burdens here as well. You could be struggling with payments, and people are talking about that. Yeah, I think the tea here is like someone saying that you need to start taking better care of yourself, like, or it's just going to bottle up and like it's too much. Like you need to fly away from these burdens is sort of what I'm picking up here. Knight of Cups. It's definitely a romantic offer here. It could be a Knight of Cups talking about you here, but somebody's definitely talking about how attracted they are to you. They're very attracted to how charming you are. They want to flirt with you. They want to date you. Somebody definitely wants to offer you an invitation to take you out on a date. And I actually feel like the tea with that person is that they feel like you have plenty of options. So I feel like this person is struggling to shoot their shot with you, or maybe they have shot their shot with you, okay? This is an unexpected offer, I feel, for most of you. Like the tea here is this person is going to come towards you. They may even ask you out on a coffee date. They may even want to say, do you want to go for a ride on my motorbike or something like that? And it's going to come unexpectedly and really out of the blue. It could come through online. And the 7 of Cups here, the tea here is like you're a person who, I think the tea here is you're a person who has a lot of opportunities, right? Because people who are deemed abundant have a lot of prosperity, a lot of opportunities. Doors just open for you is what I think people were talking about. I also feel with the 7 of Cups, somebody's talking about how once you make a decision, you tend to stick with it. Like you will sit there and maybe ponder or evaluate, a decision before jumping into it. People could also be talking about you perceiving to be cautious in pursuing a romantic connection with them here, because the 7 of Cups talks or invites us as advice to be cautious about romantic decisions. So I feel like somebody here, or like the tea here is like you might get a love offer or asked out on a date, but you don't initially say yes or no. You just say, oh, can I get back to you? That's sort of the vibe. I asked pile 2 out and I haven't heard back from them, or pile 2 asked me out and I haven't heard from them. And it's probably because you're busy. People could be talking about you being a bit of a daydreamer and you living in fantasy land as well here with the 7 of Cups. Like you've got really big dreams that seem like wishful thinking. And I like to just touch on that. Like people who try and tell you you're dreaming too big can get fucked. You dream as big as you like. If you want to be a dolphin, be a dolphin. You want to be a tiger? No, I'm kidding, but hopefully you know what I mean. People shouldn't be trying to rain on people's dreams. I'm just really against that toxic behavior. But yeah, I definitely feel the 7 of Cups. The tea here is you're somebody who has a lot of opportunities, both in finance, love. Like you've got a lot of options and choices around you. At least this is what people are saying. The 4 of Pentacles, right? Maybe some of you are frugal. I don't know. But if it's not that, I would definitely say like the T here is you're a person who's very stable and secure within themselves. You could be very possessive of your money. You could be like, or like love money is what somebody could be saying, or you love materialistic things, right? There's nothing wrong with that. People could be talking about you holding grudges from the past, because the Four of Pentacles does explore that energy. People could be talking about you have jealous tendencies, and a possessiveness over maybe partners. Like you might get very possessive of your partners. You need to know where they're going, what they're doing, what they're eating, that kind of energy. I also feel with the Four of Pentacles, before we close it out, so like the T here is you don't show all your cards. Like people know you have a lot of opportunities and a lot of things going, but you hide it. You don't know, like people don't know what you're doing until it's done. And I think that's a really good way of being this day and age, because when you are out there telling people what you want to do, they have a tendency to try and plant seeds of doubt and like kind of put you off that course of action or that path. So it's always best to tell people after you've done it, not before it. That took me like 20 years to master that. I was like, because you get excited and you want to talk about your ideas and stuff, and then there's somebody there ready to burst your bubble and you think, fuck you, Stephen. Ew. But that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know if that resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile number 3, we have intimacy. You might like to have baths with people. I do not like to have baths with people because there's not enough room. It's not enough room, just my body in there, let alone another fucking body. I have done it though. It's awkward. I'm 6'1", so you know it's either my legs are in or my back's in. I know you can get super bigger baths, but I can't. One wouldn't fit into my bathroom. Anyway. You might really like deep emotional, connections. Those sorts of love stories where like you're so deeply, madly in love with each other that creates a Tower moment. Jesus. What's the T on pile 3? Might have intimacy issues. Don't we all though? Yes. Yes, we do. 2 8s. Queen of Cups. You might have a lot of internal conflict at this time, pile 3. If you do, a cleanse wouldn't be a bad idea. Even just burning a little bit of sage could also be beneficial for you. What's the T here? Obviously, with the Tower coming out, there's definitely T surrounding some kind of upheaval that you've recently endured. And we've got 2 counterparts here. There is the T. Okay, so this is obviously romantically focused. Well, I'm going to get this message out and then we'll look at each card individually. But the storyline I see here with just these cards, like there's T around like an ending, a breakup, maybe a divorce even, about how 2 of you went your separate ways, but all of a sudden some of you are back in communication with somebody from your past. This is somebody you had a falling out with. This is somebody you might have smashed cups or plates with. Like it ended pretty badly, but all of a sudden the 2 of you are talking again. And people are talking about that. Like they're talking about how you had this really rough ending with this person that you're being intimate with. You both went your separate ways and all of a sudden you're back talking, and people are quite shocked. Like they're really shocked to learn that you're talking to this suitor again, this lover again. So it could be some of you are exploring an ex again. If that doesn't resonate, just let it fly right out the fucking window, over the mountains and beyond. The Tower definitely would indicate the T on you is that you've recently gone through some unexpected change. If it's not a loss or a tragedy, it's something quite not catastrophic, like I was even going to say devastation, but it's a very distinct change. Like you've changed. Something has all of a sudden change, and people are talking about that, right? If you're being in a very destructive behavior, like you're running around town causing mayhem, people could be talking about that. But either way, it is a card that can talk about job loss, breakups, divorces, separations, unexpected disturbances. So either way, people are talking about something along the lines of that. That is the T there with the Tower. The Eight of Cups would be suggesting people, the T on you, you may have abandonment issues. For some of you is what somebody is talking about. For others of you, people are talking about how you need time alone to contemplate a relationship, maybe getting back with this King of Cups or this Queen of Cups. They could be talking about how you walked away from this relationship in order to or you abandoned this relationship, or your person abandoned the relationship, and now you went away, you did some self-reflecting. I see the Hermit in my third eye, and now you two are sort of making your way back together again. You're contemplating whether or not to renew a relationship from your past is what people are talking about. This person could be talking about it like the T's is pile 3 needed time alone to figure out if they wanted me back, or if we could move through, this Tower moment. I think there are certain things you can always get over, but I personally don't think you can ever get over infidelity. I just don't personally. It's too hard, and the relationship is too toxic when they do try and do it. And that's only going off observation. I have a sibling, one of my siblings did it to their partners, and they stayed together, and I just think they could have had a happier life with other people, because that is always hanging over their relationship. And infidelity's never happened again since then, but it initially started the relationship, and it just, the toxic fighting and everything was just horrendous. And yeah, I just think they could have chosen other people and had a better romantic life. That's my opinion, and I'm sorry if that conflicts with your opinion, but I just think there's billions of people on the planet. We have so many soulmates. It's not funny that you don't need to settle in a relationship that's that hard. But, there are stronger people out there. That's just me. Excuse me. But yeah, the Eight of Cups definitely indicates there is tea around maybe how you have a drinking problem here with some of you with the broken cups on the glass. Your level of escapism at the moment is quite intense. For some of you, you could be resorting to negative habits in order to release a sense of abandonment issues or something like that. So take that as it resonates. The King of Cups can indicate, a couple of different things, whether or not it is a King of Cups talking about you here, and that's the T, or people talking about you in the light of the King of Cups. For some of you, the T here is you. It's we know when pile 3 is emotionally balanced and when they're not, and it has something to do with behavioral observations is what I'm hearing. People could be talking about you've been quite wise and very diplomatic, but then when they catch you on an off day, you're very unbalanced, you're very withdrawn. You could even be kind of quite obnoxious here as well. For some of you, the T could be that you've dealt with your partner, you are with somebody who's a King of Cups, and they're talking about them in a positive light, that you're in an emotionally fulfilling romantic relationship. If you've got the father of your child in your life, they're a doting father, they're very compassionate and loving. But on the flip side, you might have T on you here that you're dealing with somebody who's an emotionally manipulator. They're very moody, they're very controlling, they're using you. They're very selfish when it comes to love, like a bit of a tyrant, right? The Eight of Wands would indicate something to do with you talking to a King of Cups or a Queen of Cups. I do stand pretty confident with that. People are very nosy when it comes to your love life here, pile 3. Whoever you're talking to, you could be talking to multiple people here. The King of Cups and the Queen of Cups could be simply indicating two romantic suitors you are exploring, and people that is tea on you. Like you're talking to this King of Cups who you might have history with, but there is this new person in this Queen of Cups energy that you're getting to know and exploring as well. Eight of Wands on the additionally as well, it can talk about the tea here about any movements that you've recently been doing. You have a lot of nosy people around you. People are watching you and you don't even know they're watching you. I feel like people are trying to analyze your social media and the stuff you're posting. They're looking at the people who are liking your posts, maybe commenting. Somebody is very fixated in trying to understand where they fit in your life, or if you have space for them in your life. If you've been traveling, people are talking about how you're always traveling or you're always changing. It's funny because the Eight of Wands talks about sudden changes, and the Tower is about unexpected sudden changes as well. So there's definitely some kind of major change. Some of you have had a glow up as well. There's been a massive change in appearance. You may have shed a lot of weight. Maybe you've gained a little bit of weight, and people are definitely discussing this. There is a lot of excitement in your life, and people are talking about that. People seem to want to be up in your business is what I'm picking up here with this Eight of Wands energy. Like if people are talking about the new love interest in your life, they could, if it's not new love interest in your life and you're advancing in a relationship, they're talking about that. And a lot of you must be in some form of connection here, or exploring, renewing a connection based off this card being intimacy, and all cups cards, well, not all, but 3 out of 5 are love cards, right? So people are definitely discussing your romantic life. I don't think it's negative. I just think they're nosy. Queen of Cups, you know, whether or not, I feel like it's just confirming the tea here is you have many admirers because you are this Queen of Cups energy, very caring and loving. I also feel you're very compassionate and very supportive of people. I think you listen to people more than you talk, and I think a lot of people appreciate that about you. I also feel the tea about you is your level of kindness. You seem very kind. And very giving as well, and very forgiving is what I'm hearing. Now, if they're talking about this Queen of Cups as in somebody else, they could be talking that you're dealing with this sort of character, or they, on the flip side of a Queen of Cups, they could be talking about you're putting more effort into a relationship than the other person, or they're talking about that in past tense, why it didn't work. You know, we're exploring why the relationship didn't work, and it was because I wasn't giving as much as what pile 3 needed me to give. Somebody definitely wants to step towards you correctly, pile 3. I feel like the tea for most of you, that this person is talking about wanting to be intimate with you again. I feel like the Tower, they're talking about the abrupt ending that you had with this person, the complete fuck up, which was, for most of you, it was on them. You walked away, you know, from their destructive behavior or their, you know, treatment towards you. And it kind of left them out in the ocean all by themselves. I feel like this person, what they're talking about is like, you know, when you walked away and went radio silent, they felt really lonely and withdrawn. Like they felt very isolated, even though they were surrounded by so many people. They want you to take action towards them, I would say, or maybe you're the King of Cups and, you know, they want to take action towards you as opposed to you towards them. But they want to rush towards you is what I feel. And I think they want to start picking up communication a bit more frequently than what you're doing. So if that resonates, let me know. But that's what I've got for you guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye.